Hello, guys and gals, me, Mudahar, and I like that one meme floating around on the internet, the blue face one, where it's like, we do a little misinformation. Ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to really cover something. I don't like misinformation and fear-mongering, right? If I'm ever guilty of it, definitely call me out on it. I noticed some comments in the video I made regarding the 2038, time issue, and I thought that was a pretty lighthearted video, but people thought I was respreading some Y2K media stuff, which Y2K is its own interesting story of a lot of talented engineers who definitely averted some crisis, but I don't try to fearmonger. Fearmongering is bad. Sure, it might generate clicks and views, but it's definitely not good, especially when it comes to cybersecurity. This is kind of like an unwritten rule. Don't freak the masses out. And generally, when it comes to computer videos, I always like to talk about A, staying safe, and B, possible and, definite solutions to a lot of these problems. Because computers are not about being scared. It's about being safe, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to show you a tweet I saw the other day from a cybersecurity person, okay? Now, of course, the Twitter bio says, cybersecurity advisor transitioning into Web3, PXN enthusiast and part of the degeneration. Wait, hold on, wait. Fuck, where is that? Yeah, I couldn't find the fuck here, so we're gonna go back, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, they posted, security alert dedicated to PXN today. Woo, you spooky ghost, right? A new Discord DM scam going around with a fake image that looks like it's loading. But if you click it, it executes a script to steal your Discord token ID, which enables the hacker to steal your account. 2FA does not protect against this. Now, I messaged this out and said, listen, there's some slight misinformation. We do a little misinformation? But of course, if you look at the actual image over here, you can see that a user sent them this image that appears to be loading forever. Hey, can you check if that image loads for you? We are PXN. We don't get scammed. We are the next generation. That's pretty cringe, bro. I'm just going to say it right there. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not about just doing that. Let's talk about why this is misinformation. Now, we've made videos where we looked at Discord and, people have been sent images that trip anti-malware, things like Windows Defender or really any anti-malware software. And a lot of it is really due to code that it's code that's designed to just trip up malware. It doesn't mean code necessarily is always malicious. Now, this has sparked some great debate and a lot of misinformation that's flowing around. Because the way that this tweet is worded, it immediately makes it sound like just by opening this image, you're triggering malware, which is a little misinformation for sure. Now, of course, let's talk about it. We've even made videos where we sent scripts to other test users and shown that in some cases, if you run a script somebody sends you, you may have Discord ID stolen, you may have your critical credentials stolen and sent off to another C2 server. That always requires user intervention, okay? Running scripts requires the user. So let's get started with something, okay? A common question. Can you hide malware in images? Yes, you can. You can hide malware in images, videos, whatever types of file, because data is just data. Just because you put malware in an image does not mean that it is dangerous by default. In a lot of cases, that image will contain image data and whatever malware execution data that exists. So remember when we looked at malware that was hidden in document files, spreadsheets, you would open it on Microsoft Office, whatever Office tool you had, and until you started running the encrypted macros, the inscribed macros, the script within that file, you wouldn't really notice anything nefarious happen to your computer. That all requires you to actually intervene and execute scripts. See, an executable sitting on your hard drive is not dangerous by default. It's only dangerous when you run it. The only reason people tell you not to put flash drives into a computer that you don't trust is because sometimes those flash drives can contain auto-run scripts. So as soon as it's plugged in, it may auto-launch an executable file that then triggers malware. Just having the file present without even launching is not going to run malware. For a lot of these things to take advantage of, they have to abuse some form of execution within the browser, within whatever software is parsing that image, the video, or whatever. Now, because most browsers these days, especially with Discord's Electron, which I think is based on Chromium, there is really good sandboxing. Now, of course, I use virtual machines for basically everything. When I browse the internet, I'm running a virtual machine all the time. So I don't really have to worry about, hey, can I download this shady piece of software maybe to record a video later or just to play around with it? I don't have to worry about my main system being infected. I spin up a VM within a minute, browse the internet, and shut it off when I'm done. Really, it's not that big of a deal. VMs are not crazy things. They're just container operating systems you fire up just to do minor things like browse the internet, maybe write something, maybe execute a file. You get what I'm trying to say here. So of course, this was some misinformation. Now they said, please do not click on the image and always keep your DMs closed, which is actually pretty good advice. So again, all you do is open up Discord, and within Discord, your entire job here, if I can open it up, is to just basically click on the user settings right here, navigate to privacy and safety, and effectively allow direct messages from server members. You can disable that, which means you will not get DMs from those server members, or you can actually go all the way and completely disable anybody but your friends to message you. And even then you can disable them. So that's a pretty good advice to have. If you're part of a lot of Discord servers and you don't want to be spammed or sent malicious things, you can just turn that shit off. I don't really care for it. That's because I don't click on random links and click on random files, which is just general practice. Reading through all the comments, I'm a bit disappointed that some people seem to attack or insult me for no reason. The image redirects you automatically to a Discord prompt, forcing you never get forced to log in. You're never forced to do it, which will then expose your Discord token. So it is phishing. Yes, be careful anyhow. No info in this tweet is false or fake. Images are scarier than you think, and I just wanted to warn everyone and not start a shitstorm. Tried to reply to most of the comments, but I see a lot of people are claiming the information is false, which is simply not true. But I can agree that the execute a script part might have been a bit misleading. Dog, that was the whole thing that freaked people out. You stop. Just admit, just take the L, okay? Now, I don't want to brigade anybody. Don't harass this individual, because I genuinely believe this person came from a very good intention, okay? Obviously, whatever advice they gave, 90% of it was not bad advice, okay? Don't click on random links. Hey, don't open and follow the trail for weird images and files that you may be sent on the internet. That's good advice. Don't open email attachments you don't fucking trust. There you go. But I feel like the actual, sort of meat needs to be settled in, okay? So what happens when somebody sends you a phishing link? What happens? Now, you might have been sent this stuff in emails, right? People will be like, hey, your account's been compromised. Please reset your password. If you have not sent the password, if you have not sent a reset password prompt to yourself or anything security related, don't trust it. And unless that prompt came from a verified domain, meaning if Amazon sent you a privacy or a password reset, make sure the email is at amazon.com or whatever Amazon's legal subdomains are. So let's get into something here real quick. Let's go to Discord login. So Discord login, if you go to the actual page, you click on the word login, you'll notice that this is what the Discord login page looks like, okay? So welcome back, we're here to see you again. Now, of course, you can see that inside up here, you can see that right here, Discord has a secure connection. I'm securely connected to the website. In fact, I can even go further into their actual system. See that their website identity is discord.com, verified by Cloudflare. Okay, you can view the certificate. You can see literally every aspect. This is a verified website from discord.com. So what does a phishing link look like? What is something that is a phishing link? And I'm going to show you real quick. So I'm going to hide the programs that I've used, not because I want to hide them necessarily, not to give credit, but because I really do not want to promote people to actually hack individuals. So here I've got Kali Linux, all right, which is a hacking framework, a hacking tool system that everyone uses to do penetrations testing, to do ethical hacking, all right? So if you want to learn ethical hacking, this is sort of like the Swiss Army knife, if you will. Now here I'm going to boot a program, and here you can see that this tool allows you to select types of attacks for a victim. So I can go all the way from Facebook, Instagram, Google, Microsoft, Netflix, PayPal, Steam, Stack Overflow, VK, a lot of the big popular websites. Now, of course, you can see Discord is number 34. So when I open up Discord, I'm going to run it on localhost, simply because I don't want to actually run a server that people could connect to and send malicious files. So I'm going to hit 1, and it's going to run that server. Now here it says it's successfully hosted at 127.0.0.1. You can't hack me, that's localhost, okay? Let's kill the meme right there. So I'm going to open up a web browser and I'm going to connect to this domain. So here I've connected to Discord server. Now, ladies and gentlemen, something to understand and ascertain from this situation is, again, when you're connecting to these websites, look very carefully at the URL. Now, typically it won't be this. It'll actually be like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like it won't be discord.com. Okay. It'll be something random. But also look at the certification. There is no certificate. In fact, if they use a certificate, it's probably not even close to Discord. It's probably a hijack certificate. So again, if those two things don't match, close the browser. But of course, as you can see, it looks fundamentally identical between the actual Discord website and this one. All right. Also, one more thing to understand is when you are connecting beyond certifications, even more important than that, okay? Again, even certifications, when you think of things like root hijacking can cause issues, make sure instead of HTTP, you're always using HTTPS as much as you can. There are extensions that basically force this across the board, but when you're logging into something, you want to make sure you are using an HTTPS connection. And again, just as a quick explanation, is the HTTPS basically adds SSL encryption to the entire connection, which makes it far more secure than using a standard HTTP connection. But here's the thing that's really freaky. When you go into here and you type in victim, right? Victim add victim.com, all right? And the password is 123456789. As soon as you hit enter, what'll happen is all of a sudden it'll reroute you to Discord's actual website. Now somebody might look at, maybe there's a bug, I'll just re-enter my account information. However, this is what the hacker has done once you've clicked on a phishing link. On their server, they've actually found out that the login information has been passed verbatim to them. So now they have the account and the password all saved in a username.dat file. That is what a phishing attempt looks like, okay? Meaning that you might not even know, clicking into a link, if you didn't do those 2 checks, you just gave away your username and password, which is why it's imperative that you do those initial checks before getting phished. So no, there isn't a script that's magically being run. What happened is people were sent an image file that linked to a web page that was a phishing site. And a phishing site, unless you did those 2 checks, again, web domain check and the certification check, you just gave away your information, which is why it's so important that you take care of yourself. Again, the hacker, it was that easy. This is some skid level shit of people using basic frameworks. This is unfortunately how easy it has become for a lot of children, a lot of skipped kiddies, a lot of people that are technically inept at this kind of stuff to join into serious federal crimes. Again, I'm not saying that you should do this. This isn't being promoted in any capacity. Everything you saw here was educational. However, the only reason I'm also showing it is to tell you how legitimate some of these threats can be. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is misinformation that's floating around on the internet. But I'm not going to sit here and, sort of dogpile somebody because I think that doesn't really answer the question. Obviously, the cybersecurity individuals involved came from a good place. There was some slight misinformation, but there's no harm in correcting it, okay? And that's pretty much what I wanted to do with this video. So yeah, can a Discord image hack your computer? No, not by itself, not just by opening it, but please do not turn it into an exe file and execute it. Do not turn it into a batch file and execute it. Do not turn it into a .ps1 PowerShell script and execute it, okay? Because that's bad if it contains malicious executable code. Again, virus scan everything. Virus total your links. Don't click on random scripts. Don't run random programs, and you'll be fine, okay? But whatever it is, don't be fear-mongered into not using your computer. Understand computers. Understand these concepts. So, in the future, you can teach other people, and you won't be scammed yourself. That being said, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it. If you dislike it, I am out.